I'll take a couple seconds here, make sure everything's all good there. Um, okay, everything looks good. Everybody good?
Good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Venezia Coastiera, the city of the future. My name is Leo Priime, and I'm aided by my colleagues Lucas Gura, Miles Rogers, and Neon On. And today we're going to take you through our answer to the question of what a futuristic floating city would look like 100 years in the future.
To start off, we want to address a problem currently being felt in the world due to rising sea level and climate change, and we saw was Venice. Venice is both sinking into the surrounding mud it was built on while also being overtaken by rising sea levels. This causes ever more frequent ecological disasters to hit the island, which causes many people to leave, causing climate refugees to hit the Italian coast a lot.
Our solution? We plan to design a new city called Venezia Coastiera. It's located just off the coast of Port Cortolazzo, and it preserves the rich culture and identity of the Venice that we know of today. It's approximately 11.96 square miles, and it's supposed to hold a permanent projection of residents of around 200,000, and it's meant to combine futuristic technologies and infrastructure with the livelihoods of Venetian residents today while becoming carbon neutral.
Taking a lot of inspiration from tension leg oil rigs, our city will float by having buoyancy keep the city afloat while having chains anchored to the seafloor to keep us in the same spot.
Our city is located in the northeast part of the Adriatic, and the climate over there is going to be hot and dry summers and wet, rainy, cool winters.
The city of Venezia Coastiera has a heavy emphasis on transportation, connection, and a feeling of unity amongst its citizens. The top priorities in our creation of the city were to maintain safety, sovereignty, and sustainability. The city features an extensive canal system, including public transportation, as well as city services and to aid the economy, which is based largely on tourism and trade. The city holds strong mission statements of maintaining carbon neutrality, as well as implementing self-sufficient and sustainable processes, as well as being a haven for the displaced citizens of the Venetian lagoon, and maintaining the rich culture and history of Venice through restoration and revitalization. Something that, and now we're going to move on to where the average citizen lives.
So the average citizen would live in a house that's either 2 stories tall or in a condo that range from 5 to 6 stories. And we have 3 different kinds of condos / houses in our city. And now that you know where you would live, how are you going to get around?
So within Venezia Coastiera, 2 transportation methods are used preserving the style of Old Venice. The first is aquatic transportation, aided by advancements in the transportation sector, such as the sea breacher and the solar impact yacht. These are used for trash collection services as well as for free public transportation. Additionally, pedestrian traffic is used, supported by a system of bridges, sidewalks, and bike paths, all throughout the city, further emphasizing that feeling of connection and unity. Transportation is used in all aspects of life, and one such aspect that's applicable to many citizens is traveling to school.
So our school system follows the German school system, where they start in primary school, and after primary school, they'd move on to one of 3 high schools: trade school, high school, or the college preparatory school. And once they're done with the 3 of those, they move on to college.
In Venezia Coastiera, we want to emphasize small and medium-sized local businesses, so we put in space for local banks, grocery stores, and office buildings where travel agencies and insurance can more thrive.
So the goal within the city is to maintain that connectivity between citizens and place the culture within the hands of the people. This is done by synthesizing the past and present, integrating historic elements of art, music, and expression, as well as having that free public transportation to physically connect citizens to their city and community. A strong work-life balance is to be implemented among the public, and as well as having public and city services to keep citizens safe, healthy, and happy.
When it comes to public services, we decided to break it down into 2 different types: emergency and non-emergency. When it comes to emergency services, the priority is to make sure people are safe and they are as effective and efficient as can be. So we emphasize modern design with features for futuristic technology like the SkyDrive car and Sea Breacher to get to people very quickly. On the other hand, when it comes to stuff like trash collection, ferries, and stuff like that, where it's more a non-emergency thing and adds to the community, we want to emphasize its ties to the roots of Venice. So we have still the same like concept of boats and transportation, keeping the old aesthetic while still using solar yachts and like stuff like that to have futuristic technology and provide a climate and net zero approach.
We utilize the advancing technology of today to best power our city. We use clean nuclear fission in combination with solar-powered PV panel grids to ensure maximum energy efficiency while maintaining our goal of being a net zero city. We use developing technologies like phytoremediation and reverse osmosis to treat our surrounding salt water and our city's wastewater and ensure a viable water network of our floating city.
So within this project, I learned how to conduct professional interviews and synthesize real-world experiences from experts as well as online sources to create a strong informational background for our presentation and our work.
I learned how to create aesthetic and professional PowerPoints that can demonstrate a point while not being distracting and taking away from what you're trying to convey.
One thing I learned how to do was use the engineering, design, and research process in order to conduct and troubleshoot logistical and technical problems in regard to our city and urban planning.
One thing I learned is how to work in a team full of engineers to solve a complex problem.
And so within Venice, we have a quote from Francesco